What's up, Vanners? Vanning Mike here. Got a beautiful day here. We're working on the van. Due to some other circumstances and a little bit of delay in the body work, we're going to go ahead and gull-wing the metal door. So I'm taking on the project. I removed all of the hardware that was on the van, put it in a bag, maybe for future sale. We've taken out all of the rubber stops and everything that we need to clear everything. We have taken off the door lock and striker plate, and we've taken off that piece there. We've got our door over here on the stand, and what we did was we took a grinder and we ground all the paint off of the top and the bottom under here on both sides, and then we took a welder and welded the ends and a full bead along the door. So our next step I did was I took a grinder. My hinges did not have adjustment slots, so I cut 2 adjustment slots and 3 holes for the self-tapper in. And we're going to stick that on the door, do an alignment, and see how it fits. Okay, so we're doing the gull-wing door project here, and this project is going to come in a kit, and the kit's got 2 hinges, and the directions say to come in 6 inches from the end of the door. Put your hinges on here, we clamped them down, we cleaned the metal, and we welded a bead across here on both sides. So we're 6 inches from the ends, and our hinges are ready. I have put slots in the hinges, and we'll go ahead and adjust these. This will allow the door to come in and out. We can adjust those. And so what we've done next is we have put some self-tapping screws up in the van. This is where the slot will go into. I've pre-drilled some holes based on the bracket. So we've got those on both sides, and we're gonna mount the door. All right, so my brother has helped me put the door balanced on a ladder with a piece of cardboard to protect the metal. And I have gone in and taken, and where the slots are in the brackets, I've put 2 self-tapping screws in. We're gonna bring the door down now, see our alignment, check our alignment, make some adjustments. Okay, we've lifted the door up now, and using the slotted area that I had here, I can adjust this back and forth and a little bit left and right. And then we gently closed the door. We also did 1 screw over here. You can close the door with only 2 screws as long as you have a good bite in the metal, and bring your door down for adjustment. And if you like the adjustment, then you can go ahead and pre-drill these holes and put the rest of the screws in. Word about these hinges. You want these hinges to be tight against the edge of the door, the top of the door. So looking at the doors up above us, you come up, and these hinges can be a little longer than necessary back here. You want this hinge to be right at the edge of the door. When you lay this hinge on, the hinge should be perfectly aligned here. I had to cut out 1/8 of an inch out of this bracket for this bracket to be butt up against, right against the door bottom edge, so that your weld can get both the front and the side. So you will have to make an adjustment. I had to take out 1/8 of an inch with a metal saw. So we're going to put the rest of the holes in. We're going to bring the door down for a final set, and then we'll put the struts in. Okay, so we've closed the door, and we got really lucky the first time. The gaps were really nice, so we did a good job on the hinges and everything. Those front doors are from another van. They're not quite aligned, but overall the van doesn't look like it's been chopped up at all. The body lines actually are really good, so that's just a tribute to the Matchstick kit. Highly recommend it. So everything just turned out beautifully here for the first time, and just a sign guy, and just with a metal saw and a drill, getting it done. All right, so we've got these big hefty brackets put back in there now. Those are super thick. We got some patching up some holes and repainting, but these brackets are great. The strut is in perfect alignment with the doors, and it closes properly. So everything is good now on these brackets. It's been a long journey trying to find out the right ones, but we can check that off the list now. I mentioned earlier, I found these really beefy brackets that move my my gas strut ball inboard. I had tried some other stuff, but having this centered here worked out the best. By the way, these brackets came from a company called Bonsbeck, and they're a little pricier than normal brackets, of course, but this is a heavy door. It's not fiberglass again, but you do get a $10 Amazon gift card when you do a review. So also, I removed my cover, my extender arm cover, to get a good sand and a good paint on this. It still has the factory holes and stuff, top and bottom, and I'll just be building a bracket. This will be decorative. It'll just be on the door, decorative, and it'll swing up and down with the door. So we've got that too. So we got the van outside today. I wanted to make one last video of things that I would do differently if I was starting another Gull project. We know that hinge starts 6 inches from the door seam, which is about right here. I would have taken some paint pencil or some kind of pen and chalk and made this mark here where the hinge starts and over here where it ends. That way these hinges that have my slots cut in, I could have marked here and gone right under there and set my self-tapper screw in there without holding the door in there and then marking it. All of this would have already been lined up. So that's the first thing I'd have done before I started doing it. But I got lucky and had the alignment work out pretty good. I did put new rubber seals in here from Steel, and they balanced out really well. I've got a good seal. All of the seams are straight, as you saw earlier in the other segment of this video. And so here's the triangulation that you want to get you started here. Of course, the hinges are 6 inches in. From this point here in the corner down to this pivot point on this particular gas strut or air strut, gas strut, is 27 inches. And from this corner of the door over here to the pivot point is 9.5 inches. When this door is completely closed, I still have a 1/2 inch before the top half of the strut gets here, so I could have lifted this up another 1/2 inch, and a 1/2 inch here probably would have made another 2 or 3 inches at the end of the door. It's cold outside, and I've noticed that the door doesn't go up to this 6-foot level as it does inside, so I think the temperature affects that. And by the way, when I put these hinges on, I took a 2x4 and cut it 6 foot 4 inches, which was recommended in the kit, and I stuck it at the door, so I knew exactly where 6 foot 4 was. There was no guesswork in there. You will lose a couple of inches because this is a factory metal door, not fiberglass. This door is probably 125, 150 pounds. The shocks can take it, but it's not a fiberglass door, so the better you get this measured out, the more success you'll have. People have asked me about the hinges also. We know that the factory hinge locking system works. The handle is still functional. It does lock, and I don't have time right now since it's going back in for a final buffing to do that, but most likely I'll take out this panel and put in one of those, put another cable in and use another latch over here, a factory latch, so that when you do this handle, both of the latches go. Right now I went to Home Depot, and I'm just going to put, for safety's sake, I'm going to put just a simple latch here. I'm just going to self-tap it in there. This whole door will have a fabric panel or some kind of leather panel when I'm done, and then I'll set a latch down here so that it goes until I'll hog that out and get that done. That can easily have a patch cover too.